everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Parenting with Love podcast. My name is gbemisolal. I'm your host, and today I want to talk about I want to remind us about the need to let wisdom guide us every single day as parents. I just thought about it. So I'm a professional and I've had to go to school. I've had to do a lot of courses. I'm still doing exams right now just because I want to practice in my profession. So a lot of times we give a lot of attention to the things that we want to succeed at. We give a lot of time to it. We take certifications, we take courses, we gain knowledge for the things that we want to succeed at, but I want to ask us today, how much have you invested in gaining wisdom regarding parenting? I found that a lot of times, some people just decide, oh, there's nothing much to it, or I'm just going to do what I've always known. I'm just going to wing it, right? And that is not enough. That's not enough. Any single thing that we're going to succeed in is going to take some effort. And the effort I'm referring to today is gaining wisdom, is being intentional in learning, in gaining, even if you have known something, in developing yourself in that thing, in getting better, in learning better ways of communication, right? So because we often have to learn how to communicate better. It doesn't just fall on us. And so when we give attention to things like, how do I learn to communicate better? How do I learn how to understand my child? And let's remember that just as they are growing, we are also growing. So we can also gain wisdom in understanding ourselves as parents, so that we understand what triggers us, what moves us, how we think, how we process things, how we process our emotions. The same for our children. We understand who they are. The fact that you are older than your child doesn't mean you know about them. Yes, you know more about life, but it doesn't mean that we are an expert in them. I don't know if that makes any sense, right? So, and because our children are growing, different stages, they're going to exhibit different things just because of their age. And I've found out that when we are not working in wisdom, when our heart is not guided by wisdom, we struggle. So do you find yourself struggling in any area of your parenting? That's an indication of a place where you need to gain wisdom in. Wisdom is available. When wisdom fills your heart, it brings joy. So once you start struggling in an area, so for example, maybe I just get frustrated about, why do I have to always say this to my child? Why is my child behaving this way? It's an indication that, maybe I need to gain wisdom in this particular area. And the interesting thing is, we live in a world where there are so many resources, there are so many ways that we can learn. And I also speak to also the process of gaining wisdom. Imagine if you have maybe a goal to maybe get a kind of your dream job, and then you attend a course, and let's say the course didn't meet your expectations. What are you going to do? Are you going to say, I'm not doing it again? I'm going to just abandon that dream job? No, you're not going to say, because I went for one course that didn't meet my expectations, I'm not going to do anything again. No, you're going to look for the course that meets your expectations. And so we can't just say, because I've tried what one person said, it didn't work, that means, whatever, all these things don't work. No, there's always wisdom. There's always wisdom for life. There's always wisdom that works. And the best thing about us as believers is also that we have the Holy Spirit, who is the spirit of wisdom and understanding. And one thing he does, he gives us wisdom. He also leads us into truth. He leads us into places where, we can learn. We can, oftentimes I find myself, because my child is growing, so who he was a year ago is going to be different from who he is now. Who he was as a toddler is different from who he is now as a school ager, right? And who he is now is going to be different from who he's going to be as a teenager. And this is one of the reasons why parents get stuck. We're just stuck in the past. The Bible talks about forgetting the former things. We're stuck in that child that we always knew, and we are not living in reality of who they are right now. So as we gain wisdom, and gaining wisdom is a continuous thing, we should be continuous learners. Where this child is right now, what do I need to pay attention to? What do I need to learn? Their behaviors may be an indicator of what we need to gain wisdom in. Our own behaviors are also an indicator of what is going on in our hearts and what we need to pay attention to. So if I find that I'm getting very irritable, it's an indicator. It's like that dashboard on your car. It's telling you, oh, maybe fuel is empty, there's something I need to pay attention to, or there's something I need to learn that will make my work easier. You know, it's not okay to struggle. I believe that there's wisdom, there are answers. You know, it's better to walk by wisdom than to basically just follow. The Bible always talks about the guy who decides that their own way is perfect, or they just want to follow what they feel like. It's going to end up, you know, in a terrible place, you know. But wisdom is a sure tested thing, you know, that will always give the best results. And so my charge to us today is, let us seek wisdom. Let's be intentional about investing time, resources. There are a lot of free resources online, you know, searching out things just to gain understanding. There are many times when just by understanding what's going on has literally reduced my stress by almost 100%. Like sometimes I may struggle with something, and then I just say, okay, let me just search for this, or let me search for a book on this, and I just see, oh, okay, this is actually what's going on. It literally just removes all the stress that I would have been going through, and all the headache, and all the just doing this, doing that one, and let's see which one works, right? So let's be guided by wisdom. Thank you, and I'll see you next week on another episode of the Parenting with Love podcast. If this is your first time here and you love what you're hearing, please subscribe to my channel and please share with others. Thank you guys. I'll see you. Bye.